Hello, Dr. Krista here, and I wanted to talk about a root cause issue that might be causing your fatigue and your bloating and your brain fog and digestive distress. And surprisingly enough, this is something that we don't actually learn a ton about in school in comparison to how much people talk about it just on a day-to-day basis, especially in other cultures. And that would be parasites. So if you have one of those symptoms, it could be parasites. There's a bunch of other things it could be as well, but always important to rule out parasites. And a lot of us are not doing the things we need to do each and every day to make sure that our immune system is strengthened against potential pathogens, right? Making sure our gut health is good, making sure that we're creating an environment that is inhospitable to things like parasites. So, making sure that you're not eating things that feed them, making sure that you have a really healthy immune system. Maybe you're intaking some herbs that they do not like, right? Let alone parasite infections can cause other things, skin issues, itching, certain things happening at night, right? There's all sorts of things that can come up from parasites, and they're pretty common in different meats, or if you travel to a different country, you could have procured them as well. So let me know in the comments, which of those symptoms do you have that you think might be associated with parasites? In terms of testing for parasites, if you go to your conventional doctor, they will just do an OANP, ova and parasites. They'll look at your poop, but it only tests for just a few different kinds. It's not really all encompassing. So oftentimes that'll be negative, even though you have something. And with parasites, some people can get really, really sick. You can lose a bunch of weight. You can be throwing up. You can have diarrhea. You can have all sorts of things in your stool. So it can get more severe, of course, but also you can just have those minor symptoms that could be part of it. But black walnut, wormwood, those are great herbs, but I would never take them unsupervised by a naturopath or other natural provider, because they can be really intense on your system and they can make you feel worse if you are taking them incorrectly or you don't do the proper prep work. And you have to make sure that you're also detoxing, right? Because anytime you kill bugs, parasites, whatever, there's die-off reactions and toxins released. So we have to make sure that all of your detox pathways are open enough to get those things out. Otherwise, you can get more sick. So that's parasites for you. And, on that same note, recently I've been talking about Candida as well, which is a fungus. But that's another thing of similar symptoms, I would say, that you could potentially get, different skin stuff, bloating, brain fog, fatigue. And with Candida, again, you want to make sure that you're limiting things that feed the fungus and the Candida, so sugary foods, fermented foods, things like that. There's also anti-Candida herbs that you can take. Things like grapefruit seed extract are really helpful. But again, if you continue to eat the things that are bringing it into your body and feeding the fungi, you can't just take a supplement to make it go away if you're constantly re-exposed, right? You gotta kill it off by starving it and knocking it out with herbs. And Candida, of course, can be on your skin and your scalp. You could have dandruff. It could be flaky in your eyebrows. It could be in your vaginal tract if you're a woman, right? It could be all over the place. So there's going to be different symptoms throughout, but those are two things that I would look out for if you're having those kind of symptoms, and then just make sure that you are addressing them appropriately. So follow our page to learn more, and remember to comment which symptom you think you're having that's associated.